Hey, Jonathan with Wolk360. Here we are looking at a new project that we're going to take you for a walkthrough on. This project started initially with wanting to do a garage addition, but you can't get the garage to fit in with the space, with the setbacks and everything. We looked at doing a detached garage, but with the topography in the yard and everything, it's a little too costly to try to do it for the value and the benefit, and then it winds up eating up a lot of the yard. So we sort of did a pivot and went in and decided to do focus on some renovations on the interior of the house and doing some reconfigurations. Got a split level house. We've done a couple of these before, and looking at how do you kind of reappropriate some of the spaces within the house to get some more livable space, maybe eliminate some of the circulation that's kind of going around and around, and looking at doing a little addition on the back to add on some more livable square footage. So we'll take a look around and see where we're starting with, and we've got some sketches and some plans that we've done, and we're going to work on revising those and getting something put together so we can sit down with them, review a budget, and get going. Nothing upstairs, and then just sort of keeping it here and then down there, and really the big thing is out here. Okay. We talked about that the very first time, I think. Yeah, so then this becomes more of a mudroom.
Yeah.
The door there, you mean the laundry room door? That's a minor, because you already got the opening.
Okay. I think that's going to make a huge difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I think having that as sort of like your mudroom and coming in, rather than always having to come in the front door. As long as we make it the size of that window, then that's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Are you suggesting some stairs coming down here?
Yeah.
Because we've got to go work around that.
Right.
So yeah, but we'd still just sort of create something that comes down between.
Yeah, it could come
Screen
down
that
to a little-
off.
Yeah, we could create a little.
Yeah.
We could extend. Yeah, maybe we extend some concrete here. If we retile it, we just concrete this and extend it all the way.
My thought would be, because I think there's a vent right there at that window.
Yep.
And just basically extend that ductwork out to here, and you could get that vent moved from there. Probably put one there, so it might not be that bad.
Yeah. Okay.
My thought when I was looking at this and you were talking about the bar and all that was essentially, you could wall this off. You could even leave sort of like a little peek through window or something if you wanted to, but just basically being able to pick this space up for the room. And so the bar could either come all the way across or most of the way across, or it just, now you've got space for like a chair. You don't have to have circulation through here. The idea is to sort of have everything flow through here. This one's more tricky. I mean, we could lose the window or something, and then maybe this becomes a coat closet. And then maybe if you do the barn doors or something there, and that becomes more the office, that gives you a little more, home office, a little more privacy or something. The biggest thing we'll have to check with this window is just where the outside, where the elevation of the driveway is, and then the inside of it, because they look pretty close.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably in all of this, the piece that's probably the most expensive with the least bang for your buck is probably the peninsula, because we've got to figure out how to tie into the top, opening this up to a pair of double doors. This is the vent that I was talking about, so we can probably just move this vent over here. So that's not in the doorway.
And I should barley these doors. I don't know if something like that would work.
For here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not these huge sliders.
Yeah.
But maybe something like that.
Okay. And then coming out here, it's a screened-in porch. So this roof would probably gable into this roof. Right. Either we do a hip or something. So if we do a hip at the end, that might, depending on how far out we go, what we want to do is try not to have to mess with that chimney. Right. If we take that HVAC unit, move it over to this side, we'll run some ductwork through the crawl space to duct that space. If those line sets are long enough or can be extended, then he can just move them through the crawl space and set the unit over here. This wouldn't be too bad, really. I mean, we'd really just be sort of setting a wall, moving a couple of lights, I did something very similar where we had sort of the den and the living room, sort of the old formal, and did the same thing where this became the dining room.
Yeah.
And it worked out really nice. And then you've got the nice proximity to the kitchen. It was sort of a dining room that could also be used for like doing your homework and stuff. So it's not, it's not just it's not like a super formal dining room that, kids can't go in there. Yeah, and now you've got a lot of flexible space because now you've got this nice open space, nice open space, and then the outside space. And now you've got some good, you've got some good flow.
Cool.
Great. Thanks for letting us
Yeah,
start
no
your
problem.
week off early.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is one of the great things about design build and specifically architecturally led design and construction is that we can sit with the owners, go through the design and the budget simultaneously and work through that scope. So we're not getting too far down the road before we have to go and undo something because of budgetary concerns or considerations. And so while we're looking at things like the addition, we're also talking about what's that cost of that? What's the cost of putting the pantry on one side of the kitchen versus the other side of the kitchen, and what are the implications of that? And so that's really what's nice about the design build process, as opposed to having one designer and putting it out to bid to a handful of contractors that haven't really thought through the design process and what the parameters are and what needs to go in and what the priorities are for the owners. If you look on our website, we've done a project very similar to this where we took a split level, converted the lower level into a master bedroom, and that's a really cool project. That's 5600 Lanille. And then we also did something very similar, Sullivan Residence up in North Raleigh. So a couple of these different split level houses that trying to figure out how to make them work within sort of the more modern lifestyle and the size of rooms, and eliminating some of that all cut up rooms that you get in. And then just like in this one and another one we did, where you really looked at taking something that was the living room or den and now using it as a dining room because it just fits better and the size fits better, and you still have that same relationship to the kitchen. So follow along with us as we start to get into this. Here's some early sketches, and come and join us. Thanks.